Welcome guys to another TTFL here at Portugal. We're going to quickly have a little run out to show you what the track looks like from a driver's perspective and what you should and shouldn't be doing. Okay, so you want to be hugging this inside curb, roll it out to the outside, ready for the start finish. Make sure you remember your DRS. As we head straight into turn one. Turn one is one of those corners that you can end up braking a bit too much. You can get on the power a little bit early, but just be careful you don't run too far wide. Same as turn two, and as we push into turn three now. You want to get close to that apex, a little bit of a late apex, get yourself rotated around as you push around turn four, and then onto the next DRS straight, heading down to the illustrious turn five. Hammer down here. Try and get it tight in. That was really wide there. Round 6, heading into 7 now, so turn 7, again, one of those corners you can take it a lot quicker, but you want a late apex at turn 8. Get yourself rotated around, hold on to the right, swing round left, turn 9, ready for turn 10, it is braking on the turn through to turn 11, turn 12, full on throttle, on the outside, for 13, and then it's fast last corners of 15, which is this long left-hander, and then 16 here. As you can see, I took a lot of corners wide. You can do this in roughly about a 114, but you want to. As you can see, I was really wide there. It's so easy to go wide in the corners. So, as I said, in this corner here, this is where the game is telling you to have your apex here. I will tell you straight, your apex needs to be here. You want to be on the inside of that line, of the racing line, because you want to make sure you are smooth ready. You want to be here. Get ready for this corner. Give yourself the tightest angle as possible. Taking as much speed as you can in that corner because this is crucial. And again, the apex is here. Try an apex there, just a little bit further around, and you'll find that your exit is so much quicker. And it's the same as this one. This corner here is it's natural you want to take it earlier, but the game even tells you to take it later because it'll lead you right onto this nice double right-hander. And again, the right-hander here, late apex, roll it out, hit the sweet spot there, get ready for it. So you don't use a lot of the outside curb here. You should. A sweep through. See, the game calculates the best mathematical line, but not the actual best line. Because this line here, late apex, it's a little bit better than the early apex. So you want to get yourself over to the left as fast as you can. Give yourself the most momentum to go onto the inside. Roll it out. With this circuit itself, you will find that most of your speed you can carry through corners. Watch the curve, as you can see, that curve is very slippy. You don't want to spin out too much. So as you can see, the early apex gets you right across, but you want to have the speed carrying out. game doesn't show you using a lot of the track. You'll find a lot of people will take that inside line. You go back. So, you're battling up into this corner here, blind crest. Someone on the right, your right hand side will give them all the space they want, right? And then switch back at this corner here. The switch back on this corner here is actually super strong because you want to be using as much track as you can to swing across, ready for turn 13, 14, 15. You can hook the inside as much as you want. Doesn't really matter if you want to swing across or hug the inside, as long as you get a good exit speed, because that corner 16 is your most vital corner. Alright guys, that is a quick rundown of Portugal. You may want to adjust your settings. I'd go for it's quite a lot of straight line speeds in a lot of it, so you might want to go for something that's going to have a little bit less downforce to give you the maximum speed on those long straights, especially the longer corners, but not too much where you're going to be spinning out on the tighter corners. So I'm just going to swing across into the lobby. We've got Cairo going yo bro. Yo, Cairo, thanks for joining us, mate. Hope you have a good race in Tier 2 if you are racing. So as I say, let's see who we've got in the lobby so far. So we've got Moyland, Freedom, Martin, Shonicus, Dutch and Dutch Face. We have LH, who's changed his name to GR63. We've got Singh, we've got Matty, Not Human, Scotty Harris, Yo Moyo, and Frenzy. Yo Moyo. We haven't seen him race for a while, so it's nice to have him back. So 13 people in the lobby so far. We've still got a bit of time. So if you want to hit any questions, do so. And in the meantime, let's my
after I don't want this weekend to end. Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. We gotta get down Friday, Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying, 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 partying. Fun, 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 fun. Looking forward to the weekend. Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Weekend, Friday, Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying, 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 partying. Fun, 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 fun. Looking forward to the weekend.
Boss, you know we finally here, right? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday.
I thought the hands of time would change me, and I'd be over this by now. Yeah, it's been too long since we got crazy. I'm lucky spinning out. I'm counting down to Friday come. I'm gonna do too much. No, I'm all in my bag, that's clutch. Feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, endless weekend on the wave, yeah. It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday. Wanna feel that bass vibrating through the floor, so keep it playing. I'm on a wave, and I'ma ride it all the way. When it comes like we want that weekend. We want that weekend. We want that weekend. It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday, I'm in love. Monday you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday break my heart. Thursday doesn't even start. It's Friday, I'm in love.
Welcome guys to another TTFL Friday League racing here at Portugal. Back again. We're just starting qualifying. We have only got 13 drivers, which does mean that we will be skipping from Q1 straight to Q2, so that everybody be tight pretty much straight away. So the qualifying will follow. Will be followed by a 33 lap race with 13 drivers on the grid. We'll see how it starts. We'll see how the lineup starts come the start of the race, and we'll see where we go from there. 13 drivers tends to will give us a less, how do we put it, a less active race, a less interesting, I would say, a less battling race. We do like a lot of battles, so hopefully. And Bob Simracer, will it rain there? Seems to be the theme of wet races lately. And it starts like pouring down. Rob Simracer jinxed it. Titanation. They said don't jinx it, Rob, but he already has. As you can see, we've got 15 in. So we've had a few people join in last moment. So Freedom, Yo-Yo Moyo, Scotty Harris, DXT Massey, Not Human, LH or GR as it is now, Moyland, Martin, Dutchman Dutchface, Shonicus, Sting, Frenzy, and DXT Anthony. And most of it says tier 2 have it by the looks of it in Discord. So a few people jumped out, so we've got DXT Anthony out. So because it's been wet, it is full wet tyres. Everybody should be on the full wet tyres. Well, whoever's it's more of a full wet tyres rather than a intermediate. Well, as long as you don't crash out, you will be in Q2. That's the main thing. We are missing Lewis the Beaker, who is usually my influence and a person who does greatly inject a lot of interaction on the chat. So if anybody is out there just able to just jump in, ask a few questions, whether it's about the sport whether it's about the league, personal questions, random questions, all welcome. As we are looking at everybody doing an outlap and back in, hopefully. Unless it takes the Anthony, who is going for a flying lap. A non-human has retired in the pits, I believe. But then, I'll tell you what, we have got it wrong. We have only got 13 drivers. Because if you have a look, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, then it misses 5, onto 6, misses 7, onto 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right, so we have got a glitch lobby. As far as that will be concerned. So you see does face how he does. Robson Mason goes, what's your take on the 22 game? Will they fix the ongoing annoyances for multiplayer or focus everything on the loot box that is lifestyle? Well, first of all, big thing about that is that I'm actually not even too bothered about the 22 game. I've decided not to purchase it. I don't think this whole loot box lifestyle thing is going to be great. I've seen it on the NHL and it works really well. It works so much better on there than it does on any other sport game. The way they interact with the game is actually quite smartly done. Whereas with F1, because it's you want to be in the car most of the time, you don't want to be doing all these little odd jobs around. It kind of takes away the whole emphasis of being a racing game. Whereas the NHL game, it's stop and start anyway, so throwing little cutscenes in and bits and that and alternate choices works really well with the F1 game. The story mode on F1 game works really well when it's focused on the racing and racing environment, not lifestyle. So that is something that I'm kind of dubious about, but then again, it is an F1 game that's now owned by EA. Even though EA did interject that they weren't going to get involved in the 22 game, it was meant to be the 23 game, but it seems like they've already got involved. So basically, we've just got Yo-Yo Moyo and Scotty Harris, who are waiting for them to go. You know, yeah. I'm done. I think this might be Yo-Yo Moyo bowing out of Q1 as he finishes P1 or Q1, but everybody else has retired in the pits. I don't think we've had any early exits. Yeah, it's just the 2022 game. It's gonna be interesting. I will be watching the league and make sure everything's all right. But as in taking part in myself as a commentator or a racer, it's not going to happen. Are they going to fix the bugs? The constant bugs? No. These bugs have been going on for the last 3 games. 2020 was actually probably the last of the good ones. 2021 was buggy. 2022 was just... So yeah, 2019, yeah, 2021 was really, really buggy. The worst one out of it. 2020 was okay. A few bugs. 19 was good. So yeah. Sorry, yeah. So 2022. It's either going to be worse or better. I don't think it's going to be the same. I think they would have worked on some of the things, but like such as the passing cars behind safety car glitches that can happen will still happen. The pit exit glitch that people exploit will still happen. It's just Dark Inferno has retired from the session. So we have 14 because we are missing number 5. Dark Inferno has joined in. It kind of took 7. So that'll be interesting. And so we're just waiting for Scotty Harris to pull his finger out and either retire or just get out on track. If anybody can sort him out, that'd be great. So Rob, if you're still in there, mate, just let us know what you think about the game so far with the plans. If anybody's even seen any of the video footage of some of the content creators, what they've been able to do, because I know they get 2 hours worth of streaming that under contract that they can put out. There we go, Scotty Harris has put it out. So, as you see, dead quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, missing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All drivers are through to Q2. Oh, imagine if there was that the F1 2019 situation where they actually had to put a time in to go through to Q2, so you could actually just bomb it out and skip straight to Q2. So ahead of schedule, going into Q2. Hopefully we'll have a light of rain. And I'm hoping for an interesting race. So it is a little bit lighter. Frenzy has retired from the session. So we've got 14 cars in the race. Who's going to be first one out? Let's go to the telemetry and the data. But it should be on intermediates or on wets. And Sting is our first driver out on the track. So Rob says he's liking the manual pit stops and the grid slot addition, and the fact setups are fully customizable rather than being tweaked to a circuit-specific initial setup. Yeah, you are quite right on that. So on the current game, the car is pre-set up for the circuit at an average best. You adjust it to meet your driving style. So a downforce rating of 11 is different from a downforce rating of 11. So a downforce rating of 11 at Baku will be different from a downforce rating of 11 at Monaco. So Hobo's goes Sting. So Hobo's supporting his teammates. Unfortunately, Hobo's not with us today for, I believe it's going to be parental reasons. Gutted because I do like seeing Hobo on track, and he has been getting better. This is quite a surprise, really. So for Sting at the moment, purple sector 1. It's not hard to purple sector, a sector that no one's put time in yet. But we could see an opening of the closing of the gap at the end, and maybe a final battle on Brazil, which is going to be an epic season end next week. So yes, with limited numbers, it does make the base a little bit more spatial. And what we're going to do, we're going to run through, because Sting does put a 127.4, non-human 126.0, so a big difference between the two drivers. We're quickly going to run through the standings at the moment. So at the moment, at the top of the standings is DXC Sting with 258. Second is non-human with 234, and Moyland with 220. So effectively, those three drivers are still battling it out for the championship. Moyland needs to make a double win, really. And hoping Sting scores minimum points, if any, in these next two races. Non-human is only behind by 24 points, so he needs a win on this with no points scored for Sting to get him into the last race showdown, really. Frenzy 179 comfortably holding fourth, but he could steal that from him. Stronicus on 140, Lewis Beaker on 102, with no chance of moving further up than 7th. DXC Anthony with 97, Dutch Face on 92, Hobo on 79 with very minimal chance of getting higher than 10th. Speedy in 11th. We've got LH, which is GR. 63 on here now, on 45. He's only raced 4 races. His points per race is actually quite decent. Freedom with 44 points, which is quite unusual for a driver who is as quick as he is. Starker Fenner's got a 125.6, Freedom 125.8, so really are taking the battle to the top there. Scotty Harris on 37 points, sits in 15th. Flea on 34 points. It sits the 16th. Nilmer is on 16 points, sitting in 17th. We've got Nevo, who's got 2 points, which is a big surprise for Nevo. I know Dark Inferno has joined us, and hopefully might be able to score points in one of these last 2 races. If we're looking at the constructors, we've got 372 points for the Alpha Tauri, with Alfa Romeo closing in a bit with 337. A bit of a gap then to Mercedes on 291, with Williams on 276, McLaren on 236, and then a bigger jump down to Aston Martin with 156, with another jump to Haas with 118. Red Bull on 109, Ferrari on 99, and down the bottom we got Alpine with 67. How about that? Yo-Yo is back. Yeah, Yo-Yo is back. I do believe he is a reserve driver for today. So Sting's put 125.8, just a little bit faster than Freedom, but not as fast as Dark Inferno, which means Dark Inferno could cause a little bit of an upset. So, characteristics of the circuit. The circuit follows the same kind of build as many other circuits, like a tri-peak layout. So you got a straight. We got more rights than lefts, bringing us around with a few hairpins, a couple of straights. We've got 2 DRS straights. So Dutchman does first. Let's see how he does. He's on 121 right now. He's not going to be making it over that line, and he's coming into the pits. Now, as you can see, it's a very, very short rundown between the pit entry and the braking point line. So stay on board with LH or GR63 as he's invalidated that lap there. So as you can see, it goes up, and then it comes back down towards the start finish line, and then you move along, and then it goes back up again, away from the start finish line, comes back down again, and then goes back up again. So it's kind of the peak and trough kind of thing if you look at it from that weird angle. Very similar layout to Barcelona, and Imola. So you got those kind of basic layouts like them. Let's say a lot of the tracks do hold the same kind of basic look. Another one to look at is Brazil. Brazil has a similar kind of effect. So you'll see a lot of those designs popping up in the F1 calendars. So we've got jumping board of Moylan. Looks like Moylan's really pushing for a fast lap right now. Nice view here of the line that Moylan is taking. Not quite on the curve, but when in the wet, those curves are slippier than they are in the dry, obviously. And he is coming into the pits. Not human on an out lap. We've got Yo-Yo, Moyo also on But that'll help. Scotty Harris on a fast lap. Let's see if Scotty Harris has got the ability to get himself up above P10. Top 10 drivers do go through to Q3, but there is still an open choice of tyres for the race due to the fact it is a wet qualifying, which is great for some but not for others. But then you can see the circuit is drying out a bit. Is it dry enough for slicks? That's a big good question. So non-human. On the soft tyre. Purple sector 1. The fact is that it is slightly raining still. And there is still wet patches on the circuit, but it does look like predominantly dry. Very nicely done there by non-human. Round 14. A very long ride through 15. Now on to 16. .121.5. Completely smashes it. So a lot of these drivers, Scotty Harris puts a 128.4 out on his intermediate tyres, but we'll have to start thinking about getting the pit and get himself back out as soon as he can. Let's see if he can get round. I don't think he's going to get enough time to get back out, so that'll be Scotty Harris out. Has Dutchman Dutchface got enough time to get himself round? So Moylan staying off track with non-human, keeping out of the way and letting all the other drivers get their opportunities in to get a fast lap in. Dark Inferno gets a 121.3. Let's see where Singh gets. Singh on the medium tyres just got a 120.3 on the medium tyres. And then LH got a 120.0 on the medium tyres. That is 2 epic laps there. Considering that Dark Inferno and Inferno with 119.5. Makes you question what Dark Inferno and Non-Human were doing on those soft tyres if the mediums are putting in those kind of laps. Yeah, Moyo gets herself a 121.9. Martin's jumped into the pits. But he might have pushed for a Dark and Vinegar to 118.4 on those soft tyres. That is the time that we should be expecting. Dutch Industrial is 119.6. Non-human 117.9. Proper smashes it out at that time. So ball game is like he's out setting up a track for racing, and I have tomorrow. Oh, hope it all goes well for you, buddy. I'm rooting for you. So Bob's a racer, right tyre, right time. Tracks are drying now than when the softs were set. Yep, that's evident now. With the two soft drivers putting out those fantastic times. We are now moving into Q3. Our Q3 is it's the sharp end of qualifying. It's where we are expecting the faster times, but that does mean that we are losing only four drivers. So it's Frenzy, Scotty Harris, Martin, and Yo-Yo Moyo. So 10 drivers we've got Singh, DXT Anthony, DXT Matty, Dutch Race, DXT Moyland, Freedom, Shonicus, RRL, GR63. We've got Dark Inferno and Non-Human, all to battle it out. Now, if we take the average of, it would work out to be 0.7 of a second, the difference between medium and soft. We will be looking at GR63 being on a 1:18.2, which would put them in P2. But then some people can hook up a soft lap and others can't. So if we go back onto Q3 and see what it brings us. So we're here with Q3 now. We've got a few drivers out on track. Currently on board with Freedom. But we'll switch around, let's see who's leading the way. And it is Non-Human. Non-Human being our... Let's see how he does on this first lap. And now running a lap with non-human, he puts up 1:16.6, basically stamping out any doubt of his pace. But then Sting with a 1:16.7, and then Dog Inferno with an answer of a 1:16.3, a 1:16.9 for Freedom. So a lot of pace within these drivers. We can see that they could take a bit more time off them, because I don't think they were all perfect corners. And 1:16.8 from GR63. Touching with Dutch pace, taking a leaf out of Nirma's book and got a bit of lawnmower racing there by the looks of it, cutting the grass while he does it. He'll be taking it nice and easy going back in. So let's see how Moylan does. Can Moylan stick it in to a time frame matching his rivals right now? Because he needs to be way to beat non-human and Freedom, non-human and Sing. There we go, Moyland hugging that line nicely, very smooth through the last corner. 1:17.3, but that there does show that he is. It shows that he's struggling to find pace on the circuit, maybe, but I do believe he can get that down a lot more. As we have the McLaren boys double stacking into the pits. Just watching them get that car put back into the pit box, backing it into the garage. He's lost a couple of temps there. Mason and Apex is the difference between 3 and 5 temps. So Sting's going for an out lap. He's on a fast lap now. Let's stay on board the Sting. Let's see how he does. As you can see, Singh did bring it down to 116.42. Just a little bit off of Dark Inferno, but it is showing that there is always room to improve for some of these drivers, and Non-Human has invalidated that lap. But it's only that lap, so it's okay. So we got JR 6-3 out on an out. We've got pretty much near enough every driver out on circuit. So Singh's come in as TXT Anthony comes out. Dutch Face really needs to put in a good time here to get himself into a better position what he is in currently. See what you get here. What's the time for Dutch Face? Puts a 1:17.3, puts himself into P7. Non-Human puts a 1:16.2. Very good time by Non-Human, but I will be expecting Dark Inferno to do a bit better. Don't think he's going to get enough time to get another lap in. Dark Inferno has retired from the session. And we switch over to Matty just as he loses it, coming out of that corner. And that is the end of qualifying. We'll go through the times in a moment. So Non-Human takes P1 With a 1:16.2, we got in Dog Offender P3, Dog Offender P2, Freedom P3, Sting P4, GR on P5, Moylan P6, Shonicus P7, Dutch Face P8, DXT Anthony in P9, and DXT Matty in P10. 1.5 seconds pretty much covers the spread. With the top 5 drivers just within 3 tenths, which is fantastic to see. Just looking like it looks like it's going to be a dry race today. Waiting for a few drivers to finish up their quick setups, picking the tyres. We're just waiting for a few more moments, and then we'll have 33 laps of this Portugal circuit as we are starting the formation lap. So the formation lap is the ideal opportunity for these drivers to possibly heat in those tyres, make sure everything is running smoothly. So let's have a look at the tyre choices everybody's gone with. So non-human Dark Infinite putting on the soft tyres, which they did qualify on in Q2. So I think they're stuck. Freedom, Sting, GR63, Moyland, Shonicus, Dutch Face, Matty, Yo-Yo Moyo, SFR Martin, Scotty Harris, Frenzy, and DXT Anthony. Oh, Frenzy on the hards, everybody else on the mediums. So I'm just wondering what's happened here. Do we have a grid penalty? Because I don't remember. I thought Matty got was a. How come DXT Anthony is in P14? That's shocking. So that's 3 red lights for 5. Well, and off we go. So you can see Dark Inferno does get that initial move into P1. A little bit of wheel to wheel knocking between the 2 drivers in P1 and P2. And Non-Human gets that move in on the inside, a little switch back there, puts Non-Human back into P1. with GR63 battling it out side by side with Freedom, and it is quite close. Freedom going for the late lunge, covering that inside line, gives plenty of space, but does lose the back end a little bit, giving the initiative to GR63, who is up now into P3. Dutch face off into P5, Moylan in P6, DXD, Matty in P7, Stingers dropped down to P8, Martin in P9, Yo-Yo Moyo in P10, DXD Anthony's managed to get into P11 quite quickly. Schronicus has dropped down into P14, it's not like him to drop that far, he must have had a bit of an off. Is there any damage? No, so there's no damage. Where's our next big battle? It looks like Sing's on the move to start moving himself back up. The Scotty Harrison, Frenzy and Dix Anthony is... Wow. Dark Inferno has retired in the pits. Dix Anthony's tire's just gone. Be quite interesting to see what happens here. They're not going to see that car. But for some reason, that was bizarre. He was just driving down, and then all of a sudden, we lost his wheel. Now, here's what I'm thinking: is that Dixie Anthony showed on my screen as being P4C, but maybe on his game he was somewhere else. Because right now, it's just showed him sitting there. It hasn't said anything about parking in a dangerous location or anything like that. It's just weird. It's a nice view of non-human now, as he is heading into Sector 3. Very good helicopter view. As you can see, the car's just sitting there. Non-human is leading the way. It's got a bit of a gap behind him. GR63. So Signy really needs to make sure he gets up there. So just catching up on the chat whilst cars are still heading round. So Dark Inferno says he got tapped and his wing is gone. Standard damage is so broken. So we still have a stranded DXT Anthony. Here's the great thing. DXT Anthony just sits there and just does his thing for the race. If people crash out, he actually might end up getting P10. Because you can't. Because Dark Inferno is technically in P14. But we'll see. It's just mental how that is like still. So there's our next battle. It looks like it's going to be Dutch with Dutch Face on Moyland. Non-humans got this gap for 2 seconds in front of his brother Freedom, but those soft tires will be starting to wear away. So the outfit 63 looking to get that move done. As you can see, this DRS is open and Martin has made the move onto Singh, put himself up into P6, but Singh is right behind him. Judgment does face Moyland are battling out a song. So far, Martin's managed to catch up with Dixie Moyland. So currently at the moment, I've actually gone back onto my stream and I've gone back a bit to see the first lap. It's showing DXT Anthony in P11. Move down. On board with him for a moment. So it was a bit bizarre that I was just sort of quickly reviewing. There was no one around and all of a sudden he just goes down and loses a wheel. So here we go, Singh with the fastest lap so far with a 1:19.4. Every point is going to count right now with the last couple of races. So Freedom and GR63 are closing in on this gap to non-human looking to see how far he can push these soft tyres. Now he really wants to get them up to 14 laps. It'll give him a good chance there for the mediums to last to the end. But it's not going to be easy. Now Martin is starting to lose his gap to Singh. I think is now within DRS range. Oh, he was within DRS range of Moyland. He's just fluctuating on that point. And it looks like he was in, so which does mean he's got this opportunity to really close that gap down to Moyland. He really needs to cut the deficit between himself and non-human. He really needs to cover that gap and make sure that Moyland can't scrape away with 25 good points without him having a decent amount to back him up. So observation going, that constant yellow in sector 3 might cause a few issues for anyone looking to overtake part of the penultimate corner before the DRS zone. You are right, but also it could actually just be a glitch on my screen where DXT Anthony is still part of the race when he actually might not be. And we're back again, sorry about that. So we've got Sting now, just looking to make that move on Dixie Moylan as a non-human has pitted for those medium tyres. Yo-Yo Moyo in the pit for a set of hards. So they'll definitely go to the end. I do believe those mediums should go to the end on 20 laps. It's not too difficult. So this gap between Singh and Moyland really needs to start coming down a bit more for Singh to really capitalise on non-human being stuck at P10 at the moment. The worst thing about putting non-human right now, he is looking to get past Frenzy. Now Frenzy's not an easy driver to pass. I do believe that non-human is a bit quicker, but Frenzy is just sticking that car exactly where it needs to be. Just enough not to give away any advantage. As we've got non-human looking to make this pass quickly with DRS, as it makes it look easy, but for a whole lap he was stuck behind Frenzy. Now he needs to start cutting down this gap and make full advantage out of those medium tyres before these guys in front jump on the softs. We'll be looking at Freedom, GR63 Moyland and Singh when Martin, when they jump on the soft tyres, the car's going to have about a third of the tank of fuel left, which means they're going to be lighter, which will give them a bit more speed and make their tyres last a bit longer. So, long as Sting close this gap down even more. Can he make the move? I don't think he's going to make that move happen on this lap. Might be another lap or two. You can see a little twitchiness of Moylan's driving, and Singh having to back off to make sure he doesn't plough it right up the rear. And now he was sticking 1:18.6 on those medium tyres. That's a fantastic time there, but we could be looking at a quicker time when some of these drivers jump onto the softs. Now, as we do know, it's quite tough to DNF on a circuit like this. There's a lot of runoff. Yes, most of it is grass or gravel, but that does mean that the chances of a DNF is quite slim. Yes, we've got technically two. Dixie Anthony is still classed as a DNF in my eyes, and Darko Fenner has retired in the pits. So what we notice here is that Moylan seems to be better in Sector 2 than Singh. So Singh loses a lot of ground to Moyland throughout Sector 2 and the latter half of Sector 1. So he's working hard to get it back on Sector 3, then he's got the DRS and he's going to plough it straight up, but it's not getting close enough to make that move. He gets closer and closer each lap, but not close enough to make anything stick. Now, he just needs, so that's Sector 1 corner there, that was a nice, but like Moylan's carried more speed out because he got a better rotation on a turn 3. Sink gone really deep there, which now then opens up a huge gap for Moyland to exploit. But here we go, let's see again. And this is where Singh loses it. Moyland's able to get a better exit speed for that corner. Sector 2 really is a sector that Singh needs to work on. It's where he's losing most ground to Moyland, and then he doesn't get it back until he gets halfway around Sector 3. As you can see, it's almost out of DRS range. CJW saying, hurry up Moyland, move fast enough. Here we go again. This time, don't think Singh's going to get it. He's getting a bit further away. So, and there you go, Moyland almost losing the back end there. It does bring in Singh a bit closer, but then Singh will lose it again and going to get to Sector 2. So as you can see, Martin's right behind. Martin's waiting for her to capitalise on a moment of madness. Let's see if Singh's managed to get hook up this hairpin. So Singh's got this hairpin a bit better now. Gives him a bit, so Moyland again, a better exit, and he's off. So Moyland is like out, doesn't hit the apex of that corner. He stays out a bit further wide and carries a little bit more speed. Yeah, he's got to get a harsher rotation, but he's somehow carrying more speed on that corner, which makes it harder for Singh to actually make any kind of effort. But he is 0.7 of a second. This is exactly the same as what he was 2 laps ago. It seems like quite a few people are now hitting. Again, here we go, DRS line pin. And he'll close this gap in. Again, it's the same gap again, 0.3 of a second. He's not doing it. So, yo bro, RRLGR63 is LH44. Yeah, I got that, Karen man, but thanks for the update anyway. And he goes, hope you're good bro. Yeah, I'm absolutely fantastic buddy. I hope you're doing well yourself, man. So we're looking at the moment, Singh's not the only person in the top 7 without a penalty, which advantage Singh. Now, Non-Human looking to get past Frenzy again. Non-Human does get past Frenzy. Non-Human pitted again to go on a set of medium tyre. Oh no, he didn't. Sorry, take that back. He was on soft tyres earlier. So Freedom's on the soft tyres now. Expected 15 laps out of them. That's going to be a tough call. So Singh again, dropping that gap, and he's coming into the pits. Now Moyland needs to put in a stint and a half right now. So here we go, we're on with Non-Human. So Non-Human does pass Singh. Singh comes out and he's behind Frenzy, but not just behind Frenzy, by some chunk. So, as Singh's on hard tyres, I'm not too sure. I think he's going to have to come back in because that's not the right tyre to be on. Now Moylan's going to push and go for those soft tyres now. He has got 0.6 of a second with Martin behind. So Martin's actually closer to Moyland than what Singh was. Martin's got this opportunity now to really do some damage. As Moylan goes in, Martin carries on. Now, Moylan will should go on the soft tyres. Now, as Non-Human is coming up the pit, start finish straight. And who's up in front of him? GR63 is in front of him, which means that GR63 has managed to get the most out of those medium tyres, beating Non-Human's soft and big opening stage of medium. So these soft tyres are just going to do him really well. Freedom sitting there pretty out in effectively P1 because Martin will have to come into the pit soon. So we've got Moylan now in P6 on the soft tyres, looking to do the best he can. Some bowlers Singh sticking up with those hard tyres as Martin's jumped into the pits. Frenzy will need to pit soon. Frenzy gets to pick up a time penalty for track limits. So Non-Human is losing quite a bit of time to the soft tyres of GR63. So Martin now on fresh softs going against fresh hards. It's like no contest really. Those softs should easily get the best of those hards. So, got a question for CJW24. I'll show you. This is our glitch car. So we have the XD Anthony's car just sitting here at the edge of the track, just waiting for someone to either hit him or... And, oh no! The XD Matty's lost it. I think the XD Matt is actually retired in the pit. We have SFR Martin looking to get past Singh. It doesn't look like it's going to be a tough battle. as Martin's made that move effectively done and dusted. Right, I'll just send an invite, Cairo. Hope we can get back in. I don't normally do that, but I do want to see LH44 or PR63 back in the race. So we got. So we do have a bit of a glitch going on. This is a constant glitch. So penalties are going thick and fast for some of the drivers. So non-humans managed to bring down the gap to freedom to 6.6 seconds. So GRS63 really needs to wait a bit of work now on those soft tyres to catch up with non-human, get that P2 back. And Moylan really needs to work hard to get past Martin. Looks like these two are quite actually evenly paced, so quite easy to see, quite eager to see, sorry, to see how that pans out. So on lap 26 of 33, we do have 8 laps left to go. Not many laps at all to go through. So, is it enough laps for LH to get back up there? Question: can mediums go to 19 laps? Yes, mediums can go to 19 laps. We've seen some of them take them to 20 laps. I actually was questioning the soft tyres to 13 laps. But it does seem that that non-human managed to get them to 13 laps and they still had quite a lot of life left on them. So, yeah, it's an easy one-stop race for everybody, really. Because non-human will be going to the end. The question is how good those are going to be come lap 32, 33. Is LH going to be able to get up there to battle him? Because if it wasn't for that server kick out, yeah, I think he would have still been in P2. And Moylan still holding on for an opportunity to try and get past Martin. As things just dropped himself out of the 3-second gap to Moylan. Let's have a look at the penalties. So currently at the moment with the 60-second gap, Sting will get up to P4 as long as he doesn't drop any more time. So it's going to be quite interesting end to the race. Because LH is bringing that gap down, but I don't think he's bringing it down quick enough to challenge non-human for P2. But then if non-human keeps pushing himself as hard as he can, he may pick up another 3-second penalty. And if it goes too easy, Alex will just catch up with him. We're now on lap 29 of 33. There is 5 laps left to go, which works out 0.8 of a second per lap that GR needs to be taking off of non-human's time to actually look at the battle. And as you can see, the gap's dropped, the gap's moved up significantly in that last sector. He's lost a whole second there and he's losing more and more time. And it looks like he's out again. I think that's LH's cargoed AI. At the wrong time, at the business end of the race, which now gives as you can see, you will now watch Sting now closing that gap down to LH's stricken car. So LH is back in. Oh no, Sting spun! Well, that does for Sting now. It kind of ruins his chances of getting P4. Well, he had a good chance of getting P3 before that spin. Yo Moyo is spun in the same place again. Yo Moyo is proper spun again. He's got to make this quick because not far behind him is Shawnicus. Shawnicus has managed to close that gap down quite significantly. It's going to be interesting now that we are at the pointy end of the race. We've got only a few laps left to go. And it seems like Sting spinning out a couple of times, that once has really lost him the chance of getting a podium. Freedom sitting in first. A very, very strong race for Freedom today. Her strategy was on point, and the gap to his brother, now we're on lap 32 or 33, so 2 laps left to go. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a nice round finished off here. Looking Shonika's really closed down that gap. Shonika's only needs to take 3 seconds off. Yo-Yo Moyo is just pushing himself a bit hard. Is he pushing himself too hard? And could he lose it in the last moments? See, friends, he's looking at Scotty Harris right now. Turns could go from 2 points to 4 points just by going past Scotty Harris in the final laps. Because we're on lap 32 of 33 and we're coming up to the last lap. As we'll quickly go into the tyres, so you can see these tyres are expected to do the whole 13 laps. On here. One more lap for these guys here to see can he do it. Can he do anything with it? Don't think Moylan's going to be able to get past Martin, unless Martin has a little bit of an off or a couple of bad corners. And Freedom is disqualified from the session for driving the wrong way. Which what this does is just bumps up Martin to P1, Moylan to P2. But actually, when you look at it, so SFR Martin crosses line first, but then everything gets flipped over. Everything got flipped over. So, okay, so everything's changing in the last moments. So that last lap has been like a turmoil for a lot of people. Right. Non-human ran out of fuel, which is the reason why he tumbled down. Freedom spun knocking at him on the map. Yeah, what a final lap. So, we're having a day for me. I don't know who I'll get driving the day to, really. So, yeah. It would have been Freedom. Freedom would have got my driver of the day if he didn't go facing the wrong way. But what this has done is it's just open up a kind of worms ready for the end. So, guys, got to tune in next week for the final of TTFL. I do think that with Singh sitting in front of Non-Human on points. Non-Human might actually be out of the contender, but we'll see that before the final race. We'll see who is actually in the battle to be crowned champion. Guys, until next week, good night.